Okay, so let's see what is superposition theorem, its explanation, and how to apply in the circuit. So one thing is clear that Kirchhoff's law can be applied to any network where the loop and nodes are present. Superposition theorem is like a Kirchhoff's law, also used to solve the network. Solve the network means to find the unknown parameters in the network. Sometimes it is asked to calculate resistance, current, or voltage. So we can calculate any of the parameters in the given network by using this theorem. Okay, and this superposition theorem is applicable to the linear network, linear bilateral network. Now what is linear bilateral network? The linear network means what? No effect of voltage and current on the parameters value or the characteristics, and bilateral means the current can carry in both the direction. That is, the response of current doesn't depends on the response of elements, doesn't depends on the direction of current. So this is the linear bilateral network. We have seen details about the classification of electrical networks. Okay, now superposition theorem. Now, superposition theorem states that in any linear active bilateral network having more than one source, the response across any element is the sum of the response obtained from each source considered separately, and all other sources are replaced by their internal resistance. Now, read the statement again in careful manner. See what the superposition theorem states. In any linear active bilateral network, the linear network means what I told you. The characteristics of the network doesn't change, doesn't depends on the direction or the value of voltage and current. Linear network, the graph is linear. Active network, it will consist of the energy source. Bilateral network, the current can carry in both the direction. So best example for this network is the resistive network. The resistance is linear, it is a bilateral, and the network that we have drawn which contains the energy source. Here we took one example. Having more than one sources. See, more than one source is also the mandatory condition for applying superposition. The network should be linear, active, bilateral, and it contains more than one source. Okay, so this is the requirement. Now see, the response across any element. Either element kind R1, R2, R3, these are the elements. The response across any element is the sum of. Now, response means what? The current or voltage. Particularly in superposition theorem, we take the current. Response means the current in any element is the sum of the response, sum of the currents obtained from each source considered separately. Each source separately means there will be a different cases for the network. Each cases we have to consider one source at a time, and all the other sources are replaced by their internal resistance. Now what is internal resistance? We know that. For voltage source, series internal resistance, and current source, shunt internal resistance. If internal resistance is not given, then simply we need to short circuit the voltage source and open circuit the current source. I hope you got the statement. The superposition theorem is used to solve the network where two or more sources are present and which are connected. If you have understood the statement, so we'll move for the explanation. So after looking at this explanation, you will understand more detail. Now look at this. Consider this is an example to understand the superposition theorem. Now this network is satisfying all the conditions of superposition theorem. See, first condition is what? The network should be linear. Now linear means there is only resistance which are linear. Inductor, capacitor, these are non-linear elements. So resistance R1, R2, R3 which are connected, active network. So voltage source V1, V2 is there. Bilateral network. Resistance is again bilateral device, right? Again, it is having more than one source. So here are two sources, V1 and V2. So all the conditions are satisfying. Now we need to calculate the current's value. See the response across any element. Let us see the response through resistance R1 is the current I1, R2 is I2, and R3 is I3. These are the currents. Now we need to find the value of I1, I2, and I3 by using superposition theorem. Now look at how. Consider same circuit. Okay. Now, as per the statement, the response across any element is the sum of the response obtained from each source considered separately. म्हणजे एका वेळेला आपल्याला एक सोर्स कन्सिडर करायचा आहे, दुसरा काय रिप्लेस करायचा आहे, दुसरा इंटरनल रेजिस्टन्सने रिप्लेस करायचा आहे, किंवा नसेल तर व्होल्टेज सोर्स असेल तर शॉर्ट सर्किट, करंट सोर्स असेल तर ओपन सर्किट. हे लिहून घ्या तुम्ही. Explanation: circuit diagram for the sources is given. Now see, there are two sources, this V1 and V2. Now we have to consider only one source. First we take the voltage source V1 alone and we'll replace V2 by short circuiting its terminal. Why short circuit? Because the condition is given. We have to replace it by internal resistance, but internal resistance is not given. Then we can simply remove the source and short it. Voltage source zero कधी होईल की जेव्हा त्याला रिमूव्ह केलं आणि त्याचा ब्रांच शॉर्ट केला तर तो झिरो होईल. करंट सोर्स झिरो कधी होईल जेव्हा त्याला ओपन सर्किट केलं तर तो झिरो होतो. ठीक आहे. सो दिस इज द सर्किट डायग्राम फॉर फर्स्ट केस. By considering V1 in the circuit and V2 is replaced by short circuiting its term. Now the values of current which are flowing through each branch given by I1 dash, I2 dash, and I3 dash. See, I1 dash the current flowing through R1, I2 dash current flowing through R2, and I3 dash current flowing through R3. The direction of current is by this V1, the clockwise. In both the cases, the current direction is clockwise because of this voltage source. Originally, the direction for this first loop is clockwise, but for the second loop is anti-clockwise because of V2 is present. So case 1, V1 is alone, I1 dash, I2 dash, and I3 dash, these are the current flowing through the network. Now, how to find the values of I1 dash, I2 dash, and I3 dash? This is the challenge. Now, we need to find this current by using a simple Kirchhoff's current law or by using CDM. What does it mean? Current division rule. Sorry, CDR. Current division rule. What current division rule says? It is not there in our syllabus, but we should know how to apply current division rule. Very simple. We don't have a derivation, but how to apply it, I'll tell you. Very simple. See, current division rule. करंट जेव्हा दोन ब्रांचेस मध्ये डिवाइड होतं तेव्हा करंट डिव्हिजन रूल वापरतात. त्या ब्रांच मधून करंट काढण्यासाठी करंट डिव्हिजन रूल वापरतात. म्हणून त्याचं नाव आहे करंट डिव्हिजन रूल. ठीक आहे. नाउ सी इट हियर. This is R1. The current flowing is I1 dash. The I1 dash, which is the current flowing through this V1. सोर्स नंतरचे जे करंट असतं ते टोटल करंट असतं सर्किटसाठी. म्हणजे I1 dash इथे टोटल करंट आहे या सर्किटचं. जरी ते R1 मधून फ्लो होत असेल पण सिरीज सर्किटसाठी करंट सेम असतं. नाउ लुक ॲट दिस पॉइंट. सपोज दिस पॉइंट इज X where the current is dividing in two branches. One is towards R2, one is towards R3. So current is dividing. Through R2 is I2 dash, through R3 is I3 dash. So these currents are dividing. So as per Kirchhoff's current law, KCL, when we apply KCL at this node X, so what is the equation we have? Can anyone tell me? Come on, pat sanga.
Sir, I1 dash equals to I3 dash plus I2 dash.
Yes, very good. I1 dash is equal to I2 dash plus I3 dash. इथे लिहित नाही मी आता ते कॉम्प्लेक्स वे. I1 dash is equal to I2 dash plus I3 dash. This is as per current Kirchhoff's current law. Now look at that. Because the current is dividing into two branches, R2 and R3. So how to find I1 dash and I2 dash and I3 dash by the help of current division rule. Look at first. Look at this CDR. Look at this equation for I2 dash. I'll tell you later for I1. I2 dash is equal to what current division rule says. The current which we have to calculate, that is equal to, on the numerator, opposite branch resistance, that is R3, divided by total resistance R2 plus R3 multiply by source current, that is I1 dash. What did I say? I2 dash is equal to opposite side resistance. म्हणजे I2 dash कुठून फ्लो होतोय? R2 मधून फ्लो होतोय. त्याचा opposite side resistance काय? R3. तो न्यूमरेटरला घ्यायचा R3 डिवाइड बाय R2 प्लस R3 तो डिनॉमिनेटरला घ्यायचा, ऍडिशन करायचं आणि मल्टिप्लाय बाय I1 डॅश. I1 डॅश काय? सोर्स करंट आहे, ते दोन ब्रांचेस मध्ये डिवाइड होते म्हणून I1 डॅश. राइट. सो दिस इज द इक्वेशन फॉर I2 डॅश with the help of in terms of resistance and I1 dash. So we got I2. Similarly, if you want to calculate I3 dash, then what will be the equation? कोण सांगतं का? I3 dash काय equation as per current
I1 dash into R2 R3 dash upon R2 plus R3.
हा, थोडंसं याच्यात न्यूमरेटर जे आहे ते चेंज होईल, फक्त बाकीचं सेम असेल ना. सी I3 dash is equal to opposite side resistance म्हणजे R2. आता ऑपोजिट साइड रेजिस्टन्स कुठला आहे? R2 आहे, दुसऱ्या ब्रांच मधला रेजिस्टन्स, डिवाइड बाय R2 प्लस I3 सेम असेल, मल्टिप्लाय बाय सोर्स करंट ते पण सेम असेल. फक्त काय रिप्लेस करायचं आहे, इथं आपल्याला R2 घ्यायचं आहे, डिवाइड बाय बाकीचं सगळं सेम, राइट, इनटू I1 dash बाकीचं सेम. सो I2 dash and I3 dash will get from the current division rule. आता हा फॉर्म्युला कसा आला तर त्याचं एक छोटंसं डेरिवेशन आहे, तुम्ही कुठल्याही बुक मध्ये रेफर करू शकता. हाऊ टू अप्लाय दिस that I told here. See, we got I2 dash and I3 dash, and what we have, I1 dash is equal to, आता हा जो फॉर्म्युला आहे हा I1 dash इथं कसं काढलेला आहे हे लक्षात घ्या. त्याच्याऐवजी आपण असंही काढू शकतो, I2 dash आपण काढला, I3 dash आपण काढला या दोन फॉर्म्युलांनी. तर आपल्याकडे इक्वेशन होतं, तुम्ही सांगितलं KCL ने I1 dash is equal to what? I2 dash plus I3 dash. तिथून आपल्याला मिळून जाईल I1 dash. त्याच्याऐवजी अजून एक फॉर्म्युला आहे, V is equal to IR. I is equal to V by R. बरोबर. मग I is equal to V, that means the voltage V1 by R. आता R म्हणजे काय? इक्विव्हॅलेंट रेजिस्टन्स ऑफ द सर्किट. इक्विव्हॅलेंट रेजिस्टन्स. तर इक्विव्हॅलेंट रेजिस्टन्स काढला तर काय दिसतं आपल्याला? R2 and R3 which are connected in parallel. So R2 into R3 divided by R2 plus R3. जेव्हा याचं पॅरलल कॉम्बिनेशन येईल त्या कॉम्बिनेशनला R1 सिरीज मध्ये. सो दॅट्स वाय दिस इक्वेशन इज देयर. R2 and R3 connected in parallel and those connections are in series with R1. So this is the equivalent resistance of the circuit, right? And V1 by R is equal to I. So I1 dash we can get by this formula. Okay? So either you can calculate I1 dash and I2 dash by current division rule, then calculate I1 dash, or we can have I1 dash, I2 dash, and then calculate I3 dash by using Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's law आपल्याकडे होता I1 dash is equal to I2 dash plus I3 dash. त्याला आपण रिअरेंज केलं, I3 dash is equal to I1 dash minus I2 dash. तर असंही आपल्याला काढता येईल, right? After calculating all these currents, now let us take the second case where voltage V2 is active in the circuit and V1 is replaced by short circuit. Now again at that time mark all the currents. So now it is I2 double dash, I1 double dash, I3 double dash. This is the second case where V2 is active and V1 replaced by short circuit. Now follow the same process. The direction of current is taken from this positive and negative of the voltage source. So it is now anti-clockwise in both the loops. Calculate Here total current will be I2 dash. See, total current कसं ओळखायचं ते सांगितलं मी. जिथं सोर्स असेल व्होल्टेज सोर्स त्याच्यातून निघालेलं करंट म्हणजे टोटल करंट सर्किटचं. I2 dash here is the total current of the circuit, and this I2 dash is dividing in two branches through R1 I1 double dash and through R3 I3 double dash. Now apply current division rule. So I1 double dash, this is equal to opposite side resistance R3 divided by total resistance R1 plus R2 multiplied by source current I2 double dash. This one. Similarly, I2 dash if you want to calculate, then V2 by same process. Here R1 and R3 which are connected in parallel, and to their parallel combination R2 is connected in series. And then as per Kirchhoff's law, I3 double dash is equal to I2 dash minus I1 dash. Same process. Okay, now finally we need to write the complete equations for the currents as per the statement. Now again let us see the statement. The response, आता याला current म्हणू आपण. The current through the element is equal to the algebraic sum of the currents obtained from each source considered separately, and all other sources are replaced by their internal. So we need to add all the currents. Total circuit आपल्याकडे आहे. परत ते circuit draw केलं आपण इथं. See, I1 is equal to first equation बघा. I1 is equal to I1 dash minus I1 double dash. आता इथं ऍडिशन आहे, पण ऍडिशन जरी असताना निगेटिव्ह साइन का बरं आली तर ते बघा कसं. See, original direction of current what we have, it is a clockwise. Original direction of current जे गिवन सर्किट होतं त्याच्यात करंटची डायरेक्शन कुठे क्लॉकवाईज आहे, लेफ्ट हँड कडून राईट हँड कडे जाते. आता फर्स्ट केस मध्ये बघा, when we consider V1 alone, डायरेक्शन काय परत लेफ्ट कडून राईट कडे म्हणजे तीच डायरेक्शन आहे. म्हणून I1 डॅश काय घेतला आपण इथं पॉझिटिव्ह घेतला. नीट लक्षात घ्या काय सांगतो मी, हे साइन वर सगळ्या खेळ या. ते साइन जर चुकली तर आपलं फायनल आन्सर पण चुकणार आहे, ते लक्षात घ्या. ओरिजिनल डायरेक्शन काय करंटची गिवन सर्किट मध्ये लेफ्ट टू राईट. फर्स्ट केस मध्ये काय ते लेफ्ट टू राईट सेम, पण सेकंड केस मध्ये काय ते राईट टू लेफ्ट. करंट डायरेक्शन चेंज होते. वाय? बिकॉज V2 is active. So current direction is reversing from left to right. So that's why we took I1 and given minus sign to I1 double dash. लक्षात आलं? I1 dash minus I1 double dash. आता बघा परत I2 साठी बघा. ओरिजिनल डायरेक्शन काय? फ्रॉम राईट टू लेफ्ट आहे. फर्स्ट केस मध्ये काय लेफ्ट टू राईट आहे, रिव्हर्स झाली. म्हणजे I1 डॅशला मायनस साइन आहे, I2 डबल डॅशला सेम डायरेक्शन आहे प्लस साइन, म्हणजे मायनस I2 डबल डॅश मायनस I2 डॅश. एक सेकंड, ओरिजिनल डायरेक्शन लेफ्ट टू राईट आहे, फर्स्ट केस मध्ये रिव्हर्स आहे, म्हणजे I2 डॅश हा मायनस आहे, I2 डॅश हा मायनस आहे बरोबर, आणि I2 डबल डॅश हा प्लस आहे बरोबर. रिव्हर्स झालं ते. हे इक्वेशन असं होतं मायनस I2 डॅश प्लस I2 डबल डॅश असं इक्वेशन येतं ते आपलं. मग त्याला रिअरेंज केलं I2 डॅश मायनस I2 डबल डॅश मायनस I2 डॅश असं केलं त्याला. फायनल इक्वेशन लिहिलं इथं डायरेक्ट. आता I3 साठी सिंपल आहे. ओरिजिनल डायरेक्शन वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड, फर्स्ट केस वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड, सेकंड केस also वर्टिकली डाउनवर्ड. So there is simply addition I3 dash plus I3 double dash. The direction of the current should be taken care of while finding the currents in the various branches. So as I told you, this is a very important thing that we need to take the current direction properly. Okay? So this is the explanation for the circuit given. What is superposition theorem and how to apply in the circuit.